check out some of these videos. Let's check out some of these videos.
Supporting their partners through daily challenges and inner turmoil to encouraging them to meet up with their friends. So this is just classic women. We feel man-keeping is making us women even lonelier. The definition of man-keeping, according to the New York Times, is the work women do to meet the social and emotional needs of the men in their lives, from supporting their partners through daily challenges and inner turmoil to encouraging them to meet up with their friends. So this is just classic women. We feel responsible for making our men feel better. Not only are we worried about them, but we're also feeling like our loneliness is kind of a failure. The therapist Alyssa Petersell says women take on an especially high level of pressure and urgency to feel a deep...
I find it's like, this is women. I find women constantly think one way. I really do. I think women would think one way. Okay, I get it. Women help men, whatever. Women help men with whatever. And yet you it's kind of weird that women don't think that men also reciprocate. At least they should. And if you're dating a man that's not reciprocating, well, at the end of the day, that's your fault. I mean, I'm sorry. All right? If you're dating a man that's not caring about your needs, caring about your wants, caring about your happiness, then that's your fault. You shouldn't be dating said men. You shouldn't be dating, those type of men. So there's no one to blame but yourself for who you choose to date.
Deep connective tissue in friendship. Women tend to view loneliness as a personal failure, but men, broadly speaking, are more likely to externalize the feeling, what's wrong with other people, or not recognize it at all. So men might feel like their cup is full from meeting up to watch sports, playing golf, but for us, like if we go to the Pilates class and we don't feel a depth with the person that we're with, our cup is not full. That's very relatable to me. Like I can have a bunch of plans, drinks with this person, lunch with that person, like a workout class, but unless I feel an ease with the person I'm with and like we're talking about things that are fun and easy and real, I don't want to do it. Clinical psychologist Dr. Lauren Kerwin also says, female loneliness is often existential. I know a lot of people, but who really knows me? There's a persistent cultural script that women should be naturally good at friendship. Lonely men may be socially accepted, even expected, but lonely women often carry shame. Man-keeping is making...
Okay, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, it seems like women are creating their own situation of loneliness. It's like at the end, it's like it's never good enough. That's the thing with, it's pretty much the example of women. It's never good actually That's what it seems, right? It seems like for women, it's just never good enough. Yeah, I've actually seen women tell other women not to be so, okay. I mean, let me check some of these comments out. But I don't know.
Why do men complain so much that they're like, oh, I can't find the women to talk to. I don't have any type of company. When it's like, bro, you could just talk to your family. Like, you don't have family, bitch. And if you don't have family, then go get adopted or something.
Go get adopted. That doesn't... What? And I really want to see these videos that these women are watching. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't any, but it's like, I really don't see these videos that women constantly say that men are complaining about loneliness. I really don't. So I don't understand a lot of these women saying, oh, men are complaining about the lonely male epidemic. Are they?
Because like, this is coming from someone who doesn't even have friends. I haven't had friends for like, since forever, middle school friends don't even count. Like in middle school, I had like probably 3 friends. They fucking left to another middle school. I was left alone.
It kind of seems like when the whole lonely male epidemic, it seems like it's more of a projection, right? It seems like women are actually projecting their loneliness, their insecurities, whatever their feelings onto men. I don't believe that it's men who are actually complaining about this lonely epidemic.
And then towards the end of middle school, 7th, 8th grade, I got one friend, and then we graduated, and then we went off to high school, right? We didn't keep in contact. She went off to another high school, and I didn't have friends for all of high school. I didn't have friends. You don't see me fucking complaining, bitch. I'm just telling you my life story right now because I'm just trying to give you some context that, like, yeah, you may not have any company, bitch, but go out there and find some, I guess, right? Or also, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. This is coming from someone who doesn't have friends. Anyways, get back to the story. I go off to college. Don't have any friends there either. My first year, it was COVID, so I didn't have any friends until I reached out to somebody in my English class, and then funny enough, we didn't become friends. We become boyfriends and girlfriends, right? So he was my first boyfriend ever. He became my freaking best friend too. We broke up and we're not friends anymore. We don't talk anymore. He hates my guts, but I love you. I miss you. Come back. And then, Tora.
I don't really get it, right? It's like she's talking about men's loneliness and for men to do something about it. Yet it seems like she's using herself as an example of loneliness, and yet she's failing at it. So, okay.
It's the like junior year, almost senior year, because I graduated early. Yes, we did. I freaking meet some other guy. We don't become friends. We become boyfriend and girlfriend as well. Like, this is like, I don't have any history of friendship, Rich. Like, I don't know how to make friends. You just fall in love with me. End up together for like about 2-ish years, off and on. We break up, no friends anymore. So I've never been the type to have friends, as you can tell. So it's not that bad. It's really not. Now I am here just trying to like take this hair off from my black sweater and go to the gym, listen to some music without friends, and go back home without friends and talk to nobody besides my cat. People are gonna comment like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be like a lonely cat lady. Probably, but who cares? And
again, it seems like she's the one who's projecting. It's like she's the one who's projecting this loneliness. And I think this is consistent with a lot of these women that are, in my opinion, right, on my, at least my FYP, I see women, more women than actual men, talk about this male loneliness thing. I see women who are the ones talking about it. I don't see men, at least not on average, not in mass, are the ones talking about this so-called male loneliness. And I think that it is women that is keeping this narrative alive, right? Men are not constantly talking about this whole male loneliness shit. It's not men who's talking about it. It's women who is constantly reiterating it.
when I do feel lonely, guys,
Man keeping is making.
why do men complain so much? We're planning this, but I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not going, guys. I'm just not going. So I just wallowed away in my despair, in my aloneness, my loneliness, okay? With my cats, of course. And then yesterday, they were like, oh, are you going to my sister's art show? And I'm like, I guess. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I'm not.
And this is the thing, right? With women's loneliness compared to men's loneliness, it is drastically different. Drastically different, okay? Let's say this, right? When it comes to the dating scene, women are the ones rejecting men. So, in turn, they are creating the loneliness. Men aren't rejecting nobody. Men are not rejecting women, creating said loneliness. It is either men not creating opportunities to be with women, i.e. they're approaching women, or men trying to create options, yet getting rejected, and then subsequently being put into the lonely category. So it is very different, right? It's very different. Where for women, honestly, I guarantee you, women are rejecting men they don't want, which in turn they are putting themselves in the lonely category. So it is drastic. It's a different thing, right? It's a different thing where men have no options. Women don't want the options that they have. So it's very different. It's not like men have like dozens upon dozens of women clamoring to be with them. No.
Going. So those are two opportunities that I could have went to go like spend time with them if I was like feeling alone and like lonesome or whatever. But just didn't go because I just couldn't be asked to like go change and shit. So now I am going. After like what, 4 days being indoors, I'm going outside. Oh my jeez. I'm going outside. Yeah, this is a long.
And this is also the thing where, again, she said, opportunities. Women have opportunities. Women have options. It's usually they are rejecting said options, said opportunities. Men, it's not the same thing, right? It's not the same thing. I think men in general don't necessarily have these opportunities or these options to be able to reject.
Can we talk about why modern women are lonelier than ever? Because nobody wants to admit the real reason. I see it everywhere. Successful women with amazing careers, perfect Instagram feeds, but they're absolutely miserable and isolated. And I know because I used to be one of them. We were told that independence was everything, that we didn't need anyone, that needing people was weakness, so we built these perfect little walls around ourselves. We chose careers over relationships, being right over being loved, and proving ourselves over connecting with others. We pushed away anyone who tried to get close to us because we had to be strong. And now we're sitting in our perfectly decorated apartments, scrolling through dating apps, wondering why we feel so empty inside. We have everything modern feminism promised us, but we've never been more alone. Because the truth is, humans are wired for connection. Especially women, we need community, partnership, and deep relationships. But we've been convinced that wanting these things makes us weak or pick me's. The loneliness epidemic isn't an accident. It's what happens when you tell women to reject everything that actually fulfills them. You can have all the success in the world, but if you don't have real connection, you have nothing. Can we talk?
And that's the thing where connection does fulfill women, and I believe romantic connection. But again, women are compensating for that with by rejecting romantic affection and then putting a lot of emphasis on family connection and friend connection. Okay, platonic connection. Now, here's the thing where at the end of the day, you gotta think. Uh, Again, those are fine. Those are, I'm not putting down them. Um, but I think women are using that as an excuse or as a way to cope. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, friends and family, their priority will never be you, right? Friends and family, their priority will never be you. Their priority will usually be themselves or their partner. Now, unless you are surrounded by single friends, single family members, and single for life, then that's different, right? That would probably be different. Their priority would either be you or themselves, which is, there's more opportunity for them, for them to make you a priority. Now, if they are, not desiring to be single for the rest of their life, then again, their priority will be a partner, be themselves, or be their own family. Okay? Or if they're your family, be their partner or themselves, right? So that's the thing where we got to recognize, I believe only a partner, and it should be, in my opinion, will make you a priority in their life, right? You are usually the number one priority in your partner's life. You should be, in my opinion. So, I just think that makes more sense. But feminism, in my opinion, have tried to break that bond, right? Break that bond and trying to push women away from it. And I think we are seeing the detriment of it. So I don't think it's a good path we're taking.
Here's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic. I just turned 23 and I am officially done with looking for new friends because nowadays, girls are fucking impossible to make friends with. And before you call me a pick-me, hear me out. In my experience, young women today do not know what it means to be a friend. They expect everyone, including other women, to chase them the same way men chase them romantically.
And this is what we're talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about. When women put all their emphasis on, friendship. Again, friendship is great. I'm not downplaying friendship, but you gotta think, at the end of the day, will your partner make you a priority? Will your friends make you a priority? A lot of times you're not, right? A lot of times you're not. Usually, well, it's going to be them, right? They make themselves a priority, which is fine. But they will also most likely make a partner a priority. So you may go under those. If not, their job is a priority, their hobbies, whatever, right? So again, I believe only a partner, right? Only a romantic partner is obligated, or they are the ones usually would have you as a priority.
It's always me texting first. It's always me making plans. It's always me arranging reservations to make hangouts happen. Only to be told the day of that, like, oh, something came up, / they straight up admit that they forgot. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. And their I'm so sorries are never followed up by, let me make it up to you. How about we do this or this instead? It's always just, I'm so sorry, blank. All these girls want to do is just be Instagram mutuals. They want to like your posts. They want you to like theirs. They want to swipe up on your story. They want like little crumbs of your attention, but they are not actually looking for like a real life friend with like substance and value. And I don't know if any of you have ever used.
And I've dealt with this, right? I've dealt with this where with my friends, it always seemed like I'm the one who's reaching out. It always seems like I'm the one who's putting in the effort when it comes to my friendships. And at a certain point, it gets tiring. It gets tedious. And it just gets annoying where it feels like you are the only one putting effort in. That if you didn't do nothing, there would be no friendship. And even with that, it's like, okay, great. Now, they put their priorities with other things, with other friends, with themselves, with their own family, with their own partner. And I'm like, forget about it then, right? It's like, again, this is why part of me is like, I desire, right? I mean, I would hope for a partner because at the very least, I hope, right? I hope that having a partner, you would be the priority of your partner. So that's how I view it.
Bumble BFF, but like, don't. It is a bigger waste of time than like actual dating apps for like meeting men. And I've had a handful bad experiences on there, but I'll just tell you about like the 2 most recent ones. So it's this girl, we match, we talk a little bit on Instagram. I see we have a couple like hobbies in common. It's going well. We arranged to meet for a drink. And so we go, we have a drink together. It was like, I think like after work for me. So I was like really tired. It was only like 2 hours and then we went home. We both agreed that it like went really well, and I was convinced that we were gonna see each other again. I had to chase this girl for months to meet up again, and it wasn't me not getting the hint, mind you, because she was still texting me every day. She's like, I want to see you so bad, I want to see you so bad, but something keeps coming up. Oh my god, I'm in college, it's so busy, blah blah blah. And like at the time I was working part-time, so like I objectively had like more free time than her, so whatever, okay, sure. I kept like sending her like invites to like different events, like ads I see on Instagram, like blank event on this date at this time, and it was always like, oh, I can't, oh this, oh that, I'm sorry, I've got this going on, blah blah blah. Never offering like anything on her end. I remember the month of March rolled around, and she goes, okay, girl, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I cannot meet you all month in March because it's exam season. First of all, I'm so fucking sick of hearing this shit that it's like exams. It's exams all the time. Like right now, I'm like doing a gap year, so I'm working. And like all my friends are like my age, college age. And they always have fucking exams all the time. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe I just like, I'm a business major and like we're stereotyped for like having easy majors, but that's not how exams work. The way exams work is you start like a semester and you have class, and then there's like midterms for like 3 days. You do the midterms and then you go back to class. There's no month full of exams.
I think it's about studying. This again, this is the problem, right? This is women. This is the funniness, right? Women are trying to put friendship as a priority, and this is what they're getting. And you see the results where women are trying to put men to the wayside. Okay. Oh, I don't need men. I don't need men. I'd rather be happily single. Great. But guess how women try to accomplish that happily single life? By substituting with friendships. Well, a lot of women fail at that because even friendships they cannot sustain. So this is what women are suffering through, which is kind of funny. They're the ones who try to, belittle romantic relationships.
But whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. I do not bother her all March. April rolls around. On April 1st, I literally sent her an event, like a clubbing thing, restaurant, activity. I don't remember, some bullshit I saw on TikTok. And the date was like April 5th. She's like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. Okay. I wait a couple more days, say it's like April 4th, and I sent her like an event on April 30th. So like at the end of the month. She's like, oh my God, I have plans that day. I'm so sorry. I was like, you know what? Okay, girl. Okay. And I just stopped trying. I waited for her to send me something, offer me anything, make any sort of plans. And she just never did. And I just stopped like replying to her, like sending me random reels and like random bullshit. So this was girl number.
She probably just wanted, text friends. It happens. I understand that.
1. Now girl number 2, it was a similar situation. They were both happening at the same time. It's this girl, same thing. We match super good chemistry through text. Like we're just like laughing, sending each other voice memos. We have so much in common. We agree on so many topics. We're just vibing. I'm like, oh my God, I really see like a really good friendship with this person. I end up finally meeting her for the first time at the club, because like I was convoluted story, but I ended up like at the club with this guy I was seeing at the time, and she was there, and we just like danced for 5 minutes, and then she was like, oh girl, I gotta go, I'll be right back. Didn't come back, and I ended up like leaving with the guy like an hour later. Anyway, we get back to texting. I'm like, when can we hang out like properly, like like face to face during in the daytime so we can like talk, She's like, girl, definitely not this month because it's Ramadan. I'm thinking to myself, like, as far as I'm aware, during Ramadan, you are allowed to go outside, Like Muslims, during Ramadan, they go to work, they go to school, they do stuff. We don't have to go to a restaurant or anything. Like, we can just, like, take a walk in the park. Like, it's not that serious. But I'm like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you about religion. Over the course of the month, I see her hanging out with other people, though, like on her story. And at first, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not a priority, like we don't know each other that well, sure. But eventually, I confront her. I'm a little bit like, oh, I thought you were not doing anything. You were not allowed to do anything this month. She's like, first of all, mind your business.
Oh.
Half of the posts I put up are like throwbacks, so they're not current, and the other half is me and my sister. So like,
This is the thing. You think female friendships are better than actual romantic relationships? Okay. Exhibit A. You think female friendships are better than romantic relationships? Great. We are seeing the results. To be honest, this is what women are banking on, right? This is what women are banking on. To have female friendships fill in the gap of our relationships, of boyfriend and girlfriend, of husband and wife, of a family. Okay. I mean, I'm not telling women, oh, don't have friendships. Don't do. Great. But what are the results of it? What are the results that coming out of women's, reprioritizing of their life.
If you don't know any better, like, close your mouth. I'm like, okay, no problem. Ramadan ends, April rolls around, and guess what? Never hear from her ever again. I just moved into this new place that you can see right now. It's like really, really messy. And I decided to have a housewarming party where I just invited like my roommates, obviously, and a group of like my closest friends or just like people that are in my life like currently. 2 girls that I invited did not show up. I let both of them know about the party like 2 weeks ahead. The day of, I send both of them a text like, hey, so we're going to start at this time. This is the address. Hope to see you soon. The party was supposed to start at 6, and they both text me back at around like 3 or 4 p.m. And one of them goes, oh my God, girl, I'm so sorry. I can't make it today. I'm like super sick. I'm just like throwing up like in bed. I'm like so sick. And it's like, if you were that sick, then it probably didn't happen today. You couldn't have texted me last night. You had to text me the day of, like 2 hours prior. Like, you waited also for my text before you canceled. You couldn't have like let me know like, hey girl, I know that you're gonna be cooking food for like X amount of people for today. Like, don't worry, like count me out. You don't have to like make a portion for me. You couldn't do that. And then the other girl was like, oh my God, girl, I'm so sorry. I forgot I have to hand in a school project for tomorrow. Again, this is not how college works. Like, maybe she's like a different major, okay. But this is not high school where like you get a homework assignment on Monday and you have to hand it in for Friday. No. Your professor tells you about like a 1 or 2 big projects that you have to hand in by the end of the semester, and you progressively work on it like little by little over the course of months. I'm just saying there's no way, number one, that girl was actually sick, and the other girl had a school project to hand in. They just didn't want to come, and they didn't even have the decency to let me know ahead of time, come up with something smarter. Like, they were not even gonna say anything. If I hadn't texted them the day of, they would have pretended like nothing happened. And this is why I am done just trying. Like, I'm done. Like, if like a female friend like falls from the sky,
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that even when it comes to female friendships, women want things to fall from the sky, right? Just like I believe women say the same. I mean, women do say the same thing with men, right? With boyfriends or whatever. They want the man to fall from the sky, right? The perfect man to fall from the sky, or now like the perfect friendship to fall from the sky. It's kind of funny. It is actually kind of funny to me. Again, this is why, in my honest opinion, for forever, family has always been the priority, right? A husband, a wife, children, those have always been the priority. Your husband should be your husband, your wife should be your priority. You should be their priority and they should be yours, okay? And then hopefully whatever friends you may have, it's just whenever it happens, it happens, But again, we have a new generation of women who they do not prioritize men and family, but they're trying to prioritize themselves and platonic friendships. Well, I guess the prioritizing themselves is, working out, but I don't think for women in general. Of course, there's plenty of women that are, they're living life with a bunch of friends, having fun and all great, But I think there's also plenty of women that aren't doing that great in the friendship category. So.
For me, then yeah, of course, like if we meet, I start a new job and like a girl that works there, like I really like, and like of course, but no more looking, no more taking my hand out and saying, hey, do you want to take this friendship to the next level? Come to my house, come hang out with me. No more making the first move on people, because It just takes up too much mental space and yields basically no results. It's just a waste of time. So yeah, let me know what your experience has been like. Let me know how you feel, but this is how I feel right now, so.
Let's take a second to talk about what it's like dating in 2025. For reference, I am 29 years old, and never in my entire life would I have thought that at 29 I wouldn't have a single suitable partner in sight. I truly thought I would
A suitable partner in sight. Controversial opinion. I think all women have had a suitable partner. Now, it may mean certain kind of things, right? I just think that a lot of women don't find their suitable partner attractive. I think that's the thing, right? Suitable may mean they're stable, they're kind, they're respectful, they're loving, they would be good husbands, good fathers, but you're not attracted to them. That's what makes them unsuitable, in my opinion.
be married and have at least one kid by now. And honestly, it doesn't even look like I'm even headed in that direction right now. What you've heard about online dating, it's true. It's the worst. And if you aren't single, if you are married and have been or dating or engaged to someone that you've known since high school, college, before the dating apps even existed, you do not get to ask your friends, well, are you on the apps? Nope. It is not great. I haven't been on them, but a while ago I was on and off them. I think the only way for men to get their shit together is for women to get off the apps and make men be men again. At first, I did a deep a self-reflection. I was like,
Make men be men again. You are, what do you say, 29? What is again? I mean, were men again at when you were 21? I mean, you make it seem like you were dating men when you were, dating men in the 80s and 90s. I mean, no, that's not really it. So I hate it when these young women say, "Oh, make men be men again." How would you even know what men were like? Were you dating men when you were 21? Kind of ridiculous.
am I asking for too much? And if you're asking yourself the same thing, girls, the answer is probably no. I am literally just looking for someone who can contribute to my life, not provide for me. I'm clearly doing this just fine on my own, but I want someone who can contribute. I want someone who has the same work ethic and someone who has the same goals and sets goals and complete.
This is the thing what I find kind of interesting and funny with a lot of women. They know what they want, but they don't know what they offer. In the sense that, okay, you know what you want from a man. What do you offer the man that you want? Right? What does the man that you want? What does he want? A lot of women do not know. Right? A lot of women do not know what the man that you want, what does he want? Do you qualify for the man that you want? Women put too much time into thinking, "Oh, how can a man how can a man qualify for me?" But yet they never really put enough thought or any thought into, do you qualify for said men?
Goals. I don't know if it's because I'm in Kansas City. I don't think it is. Kansas City's been ranked one of the worst cities to date in, but I feel like this is a nationwide issue among women in their late 20s, early 30s, successful women. I have a job, I have a house, I take care of myself.
Great, you're an adult. Okay. You're an adult. I find women really ridiculous where, okay, how is being a productive adult, the bare minimum, attractive to the men, right? To the men that you want. Women never say, how do you treat a man, right? What do you do? I mean, what makes you special that a man would pick you over, let's say, any other woman? Women don't you ever talk about that. You're like, "Oh, I take care of myself. I have a job. I have a place." Okay, great. Are you, I don't know, providing for a man? Who cares about your job? Right? You're a productive adult. Great. You're surviving on your own. You're taking care of you're taking care of yourself. That is the bare minimum. That's who cares? Like your job, great for you, means what? It's not, again, you having a job. You should. Right? You're an adult. But does it, like, you say, oh, I have a job. Okay. Is that supposed to be a benefit to being with you? Right? Is that a great thing to be with you because you have a job? Other women don't have jobs? That doesn't make you stand out. That doesn't make you better than any other woman. That doesn't make you more attractive than any other woman. Okay, you have a job. I will provide for a man. Oh, wow, that's different. Oh, then I'm happy you have a job. But you saying I have a job, I take care of myself. Great. So what?
And I think it can be very intimidating for a man who like does not have those things to be okay with that. It feels like a plea.
But you're not dating him. You don't want a man that doesn't have those things. She said a job, taking care of herself, a place to live. You said it's intimidating for the men that don't have those things. Do you want those men? You don't. So really, who cares if it's intimidating to the men that don't have that? It's like, do you not want the bare minimum of adults? The adults that are adulting, right? I that doesn't make sense. That, I don't know.
For help of like, where are you guys at? Like, let's take a second to
They're around. The problem is, do you attract said men? That is the problem. That is the issue. What does the man that you want, what does he want? None of these women can ever answer that. Because why? Because they don't give a shit. These women do not care what said men want. So, I think it's ridiculous. I really do.
Stop telling women that the greatest thing they'll ever do in life is get married. You know what's harder to accomplish than getting married? Literally anything else. Getting a degree in biochemistry, flying a plane, folding a fitted sheet. Have you ever tried to do that? It's impossible. When you tell young girls that getting married will be their greatest achievement, you send them a message that they can't do other amazing things. Stop telling...
That's not the message. For mankind, the greatest achievement you will ever make is pairing up. The greatest achievement for mankind is creating the next generation. Because here's the thing. If you didn't pair up, you wouldn't have gotten Albert Einsteins. You wouldn't have gotten the Benjamin Frank, the Ben Franklins. You wouldn't have gotten the Da Vinci's. You wouldn't have gotten any of the greats. So no, that is women and men's greatest accomplishments is pair bonding, is creating families, is creating the next generation. This is the problem with feminism, where you are downplaying the greatest achievement that mankind can make, creating the next generation. That is I hate this thing where we're constantly doing this to women, right? We're constantly belittling what the greatest achievement any human being can make is creating the next generation. We wouldn't have the people we have today if people didn't care about creating the next generation, creating productive adults, right? We wouldn't have planes. You wouldn't have the phone, the cameras that you are able to get on right now. So I hate this poisonous feminist logic that we see constantly. It's absolutely disgusting. Women like this are the worst thing to other women, in my opinion. Women like this are the worst things to women, where you are actually belittling the greatest achievement of mankind, creating the next generation. We need to promote. Okay, we need to promote it being a good thing to want a good partner, wanting a good partner, right? Wanting to create a family. That's what we need to promote. Again, we are creating a generation of nihilists, creating a generation of people that hate people. I think it's sad. I really do. I think it's sad that we are creating a generation of people that just hate other people. So we don't want to create the next generation. We don't want children. We don't want the human race to continue. It's kind of disgusting in my opinion.
Having a girlfriend embarrassing? Because I feel like it low-key can be. Like, look, I'm telling you right now, I'm not hating, but like I've definitely been in relationships where someone's like, oh, but Bryce, I'm your girlfriend. You're supposed to, and when they say the word girlfriend, I wince. Like, it feels embarrassing. Like, if we're being for real, it genuinely depends on who you're with and how they're acting, depending, like, just regardless of gender, of like whether or not being with them is embarrassing. But if we're just speaking in like totality, like from what I see on this app in particular, like the things I see posted, oh, it's so embarrassing to have a girlfriend, bro. Because some of them intentionally embarrass you. Like, bro, the amount of posts we see where it's like some woman being like, should I break up with my boyfriend? Like, I just don't know. Imagine like a 4-minute video dropping from your girl being like, hey, I don't know if I should break up with this guy. And I will never forget that one video where that girl, her boyfriend got her flowers and then her dad got her flowers and she was like, oh, this is why my standards are so high. Oh, like basically saying her boyfriend pales in comparison, being like, my boyfriend got me these, but my dad got me these. Like, what? Could you imagine? Like, that legitimately sounds so embarrassing. Like, I could not deal with that. So it's like, I do think we need to ask that question. So I feel like that begs the question.
This is a thing. I hate this, the narrative right now, which is, again, another nihilistic point of view, right? We are honestly painting is having a boyfriend or a girlfriend embarrassing. This is a thing. At the end of the day, you pick who you pick, right? You're the one who choosing the person. I think it's kind of ridiculous that you chose said person and then you think said person is embarrassing. In my opinion, I think that's idiotic. I think that is idiotic what we're doing right now. Okay? If you don't want if you don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in a relationship then. It's like, who is forcing anybody to be in a relationship right now? Nobody. No one is forcing anybody to get a boyfriend, to get a girlfriend. You can be single, right? You can be single. No one is forcing you to have a partner. So I just think that's ridiculous. I really do. But yeah, I was just trying this out. So seeing if it works or not. All right. I guess that's it. I wasn't sure.